Hey guys, what's up? It's Duncan here, KH Fan. Bringing you guys another one of my countdowns for the end of the year. This time it's going to be of my top 10 concerts of 2012, starting from the beginning of the month till about last week. So we'll start on that, and if you guys are interested, please tell me your top concerts of the year. I'd love to hear it. So kicking off this countdown at number 10, we have the Machine Head tour with them, Suicide Silence, and Darkest Hour. Rise to Remain was supposed to be on it, but apparently two members left before the tour, so they had to drop off. Seeing Darkest Hour for the first time really blew my mind. Front row, I mean, they played a really killer set. Suicide Silence, though, they were good, but Mitch's vocals just were lacking a bit. I mean, they just weren't as good as when I saw them before. First, I mean, with Mayhem Fest and the club show they played like 4 days after I saw them at Mayhem, Mitch's vocals weren't as good as they were before, but they were still damn good. But when I saw them at Warped Tour 2010, they were phenomenal. I mean, he sounded just like the fucking records. Um, but yeah, they played a lot of good shit. And of course, Machine Head getting to play for like 2 hours, that was amazing. And I got to hang out with Darkest Hour after the show outside their van. And then I got to meet Machine Head like 2 hours after the show. I just stayed outside until they went to their bus and got to meet them, take pictures and all that stuff. So it was really awesome. They were really nice dudes. So if you get a chance to meet them, they're really chill as hell. Number 9, we have In Flames, Trivium, Veil Maya, and King. Now this was in February in Worcester, Massachusetts. I went with a bunch of my buddies, and also I met Brandon from Absent Productions at that show. How do you figure? King was awesome. They sounded like one of those sludge metal bands, except a little more extreme in a way. And then Veil Maya, one of those technical deathcore, if you will, bands. Um, they were pretty awesome, although their fans are fucking douchey and decided to hardcore dance the entire fucking time, which is retarded. And then Trivium went on stage and the place went absolutely ballistic. I mean, they might have had the sickest crowd at the Palladium that I've ever seen. But all in all, that was great. And then In Flames fucking destroyed. Oh my god, the set list they had was pretty fucking great. I mean, they played a lot of new stuff, a lot more new stuff than I wanted, but they still put on a killer set. So that was a really good show. Next up, number 8, we have the Vans Warped Tour that I attended in Mansfield, Massachusetts back in July. Now, I only go to Warped Tour for the few metal bands that I actually like Born of Osiris, After the Burial, Every Time I Die. Yellowcard was there. I went to watch them just mainly for the nostalgic reason. And I actually met their drummer. I forgot his name, but I remember watching him when I was like 11 or 12 years old, and getting to meet him was kind of surreal. Got to watch Born of Osiris side stage, watch After the Burial, and Every Time I Die. And I got to do a little partying with Born of Osiris, which was a blast. There was a lot of good laughs on the bus and whatnot. Excuse me. So all in all, that was a really good show. Because I got the drum tech for Born of Osiris for that show, so it was fun. Number 7, I think, yeah. The Metal Alliance tour with Devil Driver, The Faceless, Dying Fetus, Jump for a Cowboy, 3 Inches of Blood, Impending Doom, and Wretched. Impending Doom was the only band I didn't really like on that tour, so whatever. Me and my buddies went down. And it happened to land, that show in particular happened to land on my 20th birthday, which was amazing. I met a bunch of guys from the other band. Like I met John Berkland from Devil Driver, the drummer. I met Michael Keane and the new vocalist Jeff from the Faceless. I met everybody. I met Dying Fetus. They're really, really nice guys. And I'm not gonna lie, Dying Fetus stole this show that night. Excuse me. I met a few members from Jump for a Cowboy, 3 Inches of Blood, and I think I met everybody from Wretched. I'm not entirely sure. I can't really remember. But all in all, it was a really, really awesome show. Number 6, I think? Yeah. This will be the 10 years of Perseverance tour with Hatebreed, Whitechapel, and All Shall Perish. Now, D's Nuts was on this tour, but they didn't get on the tour until after I went to this one, because I only went to the second day of the tour. And wow, it was amazing. I mean, there was a local band opening, but they were pretty good for a local band, because usually when I go see local bands, none of them are good, but these were one of the few that I thought was really good. All Shall Perish was on after that, and that was probably the best All Shall Perish show I ever watched. I mean, I've seen them twice now, well, twice up until that point, and I was very, very shocked to see that Eddie and the boys actually dedicated True Beast to me. I'm very, very humbled for them doing that for me, because that was just mind blowing. I wasn't expecting that at all, even though I talked to Eddie before the show, because me and him are buddies. But that's basically all I got. And of course, Hatebreed playing the entire Perseverance album. Oh, wow, I skipped over Whitechapel. Whitechapel was loud as fuck. Probably the best Whitechapel set I've ever watched. And of course, Hatebreed playing the entire Perseverance album from beginning to end. And then playing some of their other hits and closing out with Destroy Everything. And I was scared to get in those pits for Hatebreed. Like, yeah, no. It was amazing. Hatebreed fucking destroyed in Worcester that night. Next up, excuse me. Number 5, we have the Killswitch Tour with Shadows Fall and Akaro. Now, I went to this show a week ago in Portland, Maine, and it was like, technically it was like the last show of the tour. Akaro was the opening band. They're pretty good for like Massachusetts hardcore type music, and I was very impressed by them. I've never really listened to them before, but damn, these guys were good. Really, really good. Next up, we had Shadows Fall. And this is the first time I've seen Shadows Fall since Mayhem 2010, and it was amazing. It was ridiculous. I mean, they had a fill-in drummer for Jason Bittner because apparently he had like some medical problems recently. So they had this guy. I think his name was Will, and I'm not gonna lie, he pulled off the stuff pretty damn well. Filling in for Jason Bittner, because filling in for Jason Bittner is some pretty big shoes to fill, if you ask me. They played a couple new songs. I think they were Divide and Conquer and Weight of the World, as well as some of the other classic songs that they have, like Light That Blinds. They actually played the Idiot Box, Destroy Your Senses, War, which was the last song. Brian Fair calls it the fastest Bob Marley song ever. And a couple other songs off Retribution, which I think were Still I Rise and King of Nothing. And then, of course, you had the headliner Killswitch Engage. Now, the best part about it, they opened up with A Bid Farewell and Rose of Sharon, and it was great seeing, and this is actually my first time seeing Killswitch with Jesse Leach. I mean, this is the first time I've seen Killswitch in general since 2009 when they were on the Mayhem Festival, when Howard Jones was still the vocalist. And getting to see Jesse Leach back was just a dream come true for me, because I've been a big Jesse fan ever since I heard My Last Serenade. And after those two songs, A Bid Farewell and Rose of Sharon, they played the entire Alive or Just Breathing album, and yeah, it was just, it's my favorite metalcore album, period. Getting to see it live was amazing. And then they closed with My Curse and at the end of Heartache. All in all, that was probably the best show one of the best shows I've seen in the state of Maine, period. Number 4, we have the Teutonic Terror Attack Tour with Creator, Accept, and Swallow the Sun. Now, I did a review about this show back in September, like the day after I got home from the show. And the next day, Creator ended up finding it and posting it on my Facebook. I'm still speechless about that today. But that show was definitely worth reviewing because it was mind-blowing. I mean, Swallow the Sun, watching them front row was just like, I was mesmerized the entire time watching that band. I mean, I didn't really get it. I wasn't really into that band until I saw them live, and then I bought their new album, Emerald Forest and the Blackbird, which is an amazing album, so you should pick that up. So, yeah, and then, of course, Accept came on, freaking guns blazing. My God, these guys, age has not affected this band at all. Like, they're probably in their late 40s to 50s, and they're still killing it live, people. I mean, Accept is still alive and kicking. It's great. I mean, they played a lot. They played a bunch of like newer stuff from like Blood of the Nations and of course the new album Stalingrad. But they also played a bunch of other classics like Losers and Winners. I think they played that song, Metal Heart, and of course the two songs Fast as a Shark and Balls to the Wall. It was a great set, and of course you had the headliners Creator. My God, they were fucking great. After this show, it just comes to the conclusion that Creator becomes my favorite thrash band, and the fact that Millie Petrosas is probably the best vocalist in thrash metal, period, in my opinion. They played a lot of stuff off Phantom Antichrist, and of course, they played Enemy of God, Hordes of Chaos, and of course the rest of them being classic Creator songs. I mean, playing and then closing off the set with Flag of Hate and Tormentor. All in all, wow, amazing. Number 3, we have the third leg of the Anthrax and Testament tour with Death Angel opening. I saw this show in Worcester, Massachusetts last year, and that was by far my favorite show of 2011. Didn't quite make it this time, but it was still a great show. Death Angel was still amazing as I saw them before. I actually got to meet a few guys from Testament that show, but when I actually got there, because the bus doors open and I saw Chuck Billy there, and I was just like, hey, and then they actually signed him, Eric Peterson, and Alex Skolnick actually signed my CD for The Dark Roots of Earth, which is like one of my favorite Testament records now. It's amazing. And the fact that I got to see them front row was pretty awesome. I got to, and many people might be jealous of me, but I got to touch and strum Alex Skolnick's guitar. It was amazing. Yeah, and then of course you had Anthrax closing out the set, and they had Jason Bittner once again playing drums with them because Charlie Benante's been dealing with personal issues and whatnot, which is totally fine. I mean, Jason Bittner, definitely a good guy to fill in for Charlie. And they played they played a good, great set. I mean, it's been a different set every time I've seen them. They actually played a few surprises they played. They played Death Rider, which is the opening track off their first record, Fistful of Metal, and In My World off the Persistence of Time album, which is the song that was played on the show when they were featured on an episode of Married with Children, which came out before I was born. That was amazing. So, yeah, and Joey Belladonna gave me the rest of his Red Bull. It was awesome. And then next up, number 2, we have the Rock on the Range Festival in Columbus, Ohio. I actually flew out to this festival mainly because there was a bunch of friends I knew that were like diehard In This Moment fans, because In This Moment was playing there. And I decided, hey, I'll fly down and hang out with all these people. So I did, and wow, I got to see a lot of bands. I saw a band called Otherwise, which I've mentioned on my channel before, kind of like a hard rock kind of band. In This Moment stole the show on the first day for me, because I really only watched like 2 or 3 bands on, actually 3 bands on the first day, because I watched them all on the Jaeger stages. It was In This Moment who stole the show, honestly, like I said. Otherwise, and King, I saw them again. They were freaking awesome. And Jose Mangan from Sirius XM Radio, Liquid Metal, actually introduced King to the crowd. And yeah, King fucking blew me away once again. In This Moment was awesome. They played a lot of the new stuff, which I had footage of. And also Maria Brink's best friend, Avisha, was proposed to on stage by In This Moment's former guitar tech, which was pretty awesome. I mean, this is the second time I've ever seen a proposal on stage, but that happened to be better than the other one I've seen. But yeah, and then the second day I got to see Trivium, Volbeat, Mastodon, Down, Anthrax, Megadeth, Marilyn Manson, and of course the headliner Rob Zombie. Wow, what a fucking lineup that was for me. I mean, I only got to see Volbeat for like a couple minutes, Mastodon for a few songs, Trivium, front row, awesome. Down was amazing, getting to see Phil Anselmo perform. Anthrax destroying the fucking FYE stage when they were headlining. Had to skip that a little bit and then go see Megadeth. Megadeth was pretty damn good on that show. I just spit, sorry. Marilyn Manson, I will have to admit, was actually pretty good, but not too bad. Rob Zombie stole the show. All in all, it was a very, very good show. I want to go next year, but that's depending on the lineup and if my friends want to go. And then number one, you probably guessed it by now, but it was the Mayhem Festival this past summer, featuring Slipknot, Slayer, Motorhead, Anthrax, As I Lay Dying, and many more. Now, I got into this for free because I have a buddy that works on the tour, and I got VIP and whatnot, and I got to watch a lot of the bands side stage. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like there was a couple of bands that actually surprised me. Eye the Breeder and Devil Wears Prada, I will not lie, actually put on a damn good show for me. I'm not a fan of either band, but damn, they were really good live. Whitechapel was by far the loudest band on the Jägermeister stage the entire day. After listening to As I Lay Dying since I was 14 years old, I finally got to see them live. They were amazing, mind-blowing. Their performance live is just godly. And of course, this is the third show in a row that I mentioned Anthrax. What do you know? Freaking oh my god, for 45 or 50 minutes they played, oh my word. It was hit after hit after hit. It just blew me away. And the main stage openers, Asking Alexandria, I completely skipped. And another thing, I got to have a shot of whiskey with Upon a Burning Body. It was awesome. And when I was backstage and catering, I ran into Corey Taylor himself from Slipknot. How awesome was that? That was probably the first time I've ever felt starstruck. It was awesome. It was awesome meeting him. I met Gary Holt from Exodus when he was filling in for Slayer. Who else did I meet? I met everybody in As I Lay Dying. I met Anthrax. I got my copy of Worship Music signed. Jason Bittner, of course, was playing drums for them. Who else did I meet? I think I met everybody in Whitechapel, and everybody else I can't really remember. Motorhead was amazing. For a bunch of older dudes, they were great. And the best part of the night for me was getting to watch Slayer's side stage. Side stage watching Slayer, that just blew my fucking tits. And then, of course, the headliners, Slipknot. My God, it was amazing. Every minute of Slipknot's set was just godly for me, because it was the first time I've seen Slipknot in over 3 years, and boy, was the wait worth it. First time seeing them without Paul Gray. Rest in peace, Paul. And yeah, that's basically all I got. That's basically my countdown right there. Like I said, give me you guys this list of your top concerts of 2012. Sorry, my Facebook's going off. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry I made this really, really lengthy, but I went into I just went into detail. I'm really hungry, so I'm going to go get some dinner. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace out, and keep it metal.